Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I want to get into this story super quickly because I don't know how long it's going to take me to explain everything. Okay, so 2 days ago, I had to go to the doctor. I'm a new patient at the office. I had to like call, make my appointment and everything. I just needed to get like a checkup and a test done. So I was like, okay, let me just do it all at once. I'll get like a checkup, take the test, whatever, and kill two birds with one stone. So I get to the doctor's office. I'm like about an hour early because I know I have to like fill out paperwork and all that kind of stuff. So I go up to the receptionist and she's like, "What's your name?" And I tell her my birth name because no, I haven't legally changed my name yet. So I tell her my name and she's like, "Okay." She looks kind of confused because I mean, hello. So she gives me the chart to fill out my information and everything. I'm filling it out. There's even a spot for like other names that you go by, and I just put like Nikki and then like she, and I put like in parentheses she, her, miss, like just so they know like I go by female pronouns, all that stuff. I wrote my preferred name, filled out all my paperwork, turned it in, everything. And then about 45 minutes later, when it was time for me to go back into the office, the nurse, you know, like when you go to the doctor and the nurse comes out before the doctor and like calls you in from the waiting room and like preps you and weighs you and does your height and all that stuff. Okay, she comes out. Let me describe to you what this girl looks like. She's probably like 5'3". She is blonde, kind of like big, but not really. She's just like, I don't know, average, whatever. So she opens the door to the waiting room and she's like, says my name, but it's not my name, it's my birth name. Like, it's not the name that I wrote on the chart. And it really made me uncomfortable because one, there's like 10 people in the waiting room and they're all just like, who? Like, who is that? Like, I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I wrote my name. It's so annoying. So I just stood up. I was like, yeah, that's me. Like, she kind of gives me this weird look like, what? It's you? Like, I'm like, yeah, it's me. I get pulled back there. She's like looking at me and she's like looking up at me, obviously, because I'm like pretty tall. And the first comment she makes, she was like, "Oh my gosh, you're so tall. You make me feel so short, like a little midget." First of all, I hate when people comment on my height because it is one of my biggest insecurities, even though I try to like joke about it and stuff a lot. But it just makes me feel uncomfortable when someone's like, "Oh my God, you're so tall. Like, you make me feel so short." Like, yeah, thanks for making me feel like a giant, but okay. And then we get to the height part. And she's like, "Oh, I don't know if I can do this. I might have to get someone to help me. You're so tall." I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can do it. I mean, I don't know, like your brain capacity seems kind of small, so you might actually need extra help, but you know, give it a try. She goes to measure my height. I guess they had some of my records from my other doctor like transferred over because she had like on the chart that my height at my last appointment at my old doctor was 6'5", and okay, that doesn't even make sense to me because I've never been 6'5" in my life. That's like ridiculous. She went to measure me this time and it said 6'2", and I was like, yeah, that sounds right, like 6'2", 6'3", somewhere like in that area. She's like, "Oh my gosh, you've shrunk like 2 inches." And I was like, yeah, like that makes me excited, like I want to get smaller. This is what she says. "Wow, I guess your hormone therapy is making you lose a few inches in your height. Are you sure this is something you want to do? I would never want to lose all of that height." What? Am I sure? Needless to say, I was extremely offended that she would question my decision of going through with my transition. So I told her, I was like, yeah, I think I'm 100% sure. Like, I've thought about this for a while. And she just kind of like laughed it off. Like, she thought this was all a joke. Like, she was not taking me seriously at all. And it really pissed me off because I am another human being just like anyone else. And I hate when people don't respect me just because I'm trans. All right, so after she does my height and weight, she takes me into the actual office that I'm going to be getting my appointment done in. She's sitting at the little computer and I go to sit. You know how they have those big tables with like the paper across it? You know what I'm talking about? And like when a new patient comes in, they like tear the paper and put down new ones so it's like sanitary or whatever. He was like, "Oh my God, no, don't sit on that." I was like, what, do you want me to like float in the air? Like, where would you like me? Where would you want me to be? Because I don't know. She was like, no, just sit on the chair right here. I only like to let the kids draw on that paper. Are we in an art studio? Like I'm not. Am I at the doctor? Like I'm here for like some blood work and a checkup. I didn't know I was going to like Mona Lisa art school. Go to sit in the chair, which is literally like a foot away from her. Like she's at the computer and I'm like right here. And it's just very awkward because I don't want to be close to her because she's like gross. I'm sitting next to her. She's putting in all of my like information in the computer. And she's like, okay, so you're on any medications? And I'm like, yes, I'm on Premarin and spironolactone. And she's like, oh, what are those for? Bitch, you know what those are for. It says on the computer, estrogen, testosterone blocker. Like, can you use like brain cells? I don't know if you have those because you haven't really showcased that very well, but I'm fingers crossed for you, girl. All right, so after all of that, she's going through my records of like when was the last time I've gotten immunizations and checkups and all that kind of stuff. And she asked me, she was like, when is the last time you had a full like checkup? And I was like, honestly, I don't remember. So she's going through my appointments. She's like, okay, I see the last appointment you had was in March, and that's the last time I saw my endocrinologist, who I get my hormones from. And she was like, see that they did some blood work, but they didn't really check for anything besides hormone levels. And I was like, oh yeah, that sounds right. Like that's what I go to him for. And she was like, yeah, they were probably checking your hormone levels. Maybe you have like an imbalance or something. Like she's playing dumb. Like she was like, oh wait, are you on hormone therapy? And keep in mind, we literally just had the conversation about what medications I'm on. And I'm getting really annoyed at this point because I don't feel respected at all. And she's not taking a very professional approach to the situation at all. I feel like when you're in the medical field, you should have some sort of like maturity and like know what to say to a trans person. I don't know. Am I asking too much? Basically, by this point, she should be done with everything. Like, she should have left at this point and just let me wait for the doctor to get in. But no, she decided to stay in the room. Next thing that she asked me, she goes, how long have you been a transgender? Which, first of all, is an offensive question. But even then, that's not even like a valid question because transgender people feel that way their whole life. So that's not even something that should cross her mind. But she goes, no, I mean, I know you were like a boy in the beginning, but how long have you been a transgender? And I was like, are you talking about hormones? Like, I'm confused. What are you getting at? And she was like, yeah, hormones. Like, when you started to be a girl. I was like, no, like, I've always been a girl. Like, you're not understanding. And she just got really frustrated and like started being really offensive with her tone, and like it made me uncomfortable. I really wanted her to leave and like just go somewhere. She goes, how do your parents feel about you being transgender? And I was like, they're very supportive. They pay for my hormones and my therapy. And she goes, why do you need therapy? I know transgender people are really confused and stuff. What are you? Part of the test I was having done that day, there were like a lot of different ways that you could do the test. So I was asking her like, okay, what am I gonna have to do? Am I gonna have to get blood work drawn? Am I gonna have to pee in a cup? Like what? Like just let me mentally prepare. She goes, well, since you're male, you're just gonna have to pee in the cup and take blood work. We're not gonna have to like give you a physical or anything. And I was like, did you just call me male? She's like, yeah, I mean, I know you're like want to be a girl, but you're still male. I mean, you haven't had a sex change, so you're still a male. And I was like, really just upset at this point. And that is when she left the room. Yeah, that is the story. I really hope you guys like these story time videos because I really like filming them. I am going to go. I will see you guys in my next video. Please thumbs this up for LGBT rights, and if you like this video, so subscribe to my channel. I make new videos every day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.